Okay, people, it is November 11th, 2015. I'm not really up to making this video because, honest to God, I don't know what's going on with Uncle John. Do you see that big ass rock there? My son's gonna see if he can pull that up for me. He says, Mom, that's your problem. Once you get your sights on something and you're fixated on something, you just, and I'm like, yeah, but that's a really nice rock for the pond marking. Like, do you think you can do it?
Not talking
He goes,
about me.
well, hold on a minute, Andre. Andre and I, we came outside at 9 o'clock to 9:30 this morning. It was very, very cold. Anyway, it's about almost 1 now, so I gotta come back out here. I'm fixing the compost box over here. As you can see, people, still have the city riding my ass. I think they just use the yard as an excuse to scoop up on Mr. Lace and to cover up their tracks. They gotta keep harassing me about this yard, even though I've been working in it for the last 6 years. So, okay, people, I'm in Uncle John's chair. Look at that. I can almost get a ponytail. I haven't had one of those in a long time. I suppose I could bring it up in here. That's for another day. Anyway, I got a lot of stuff I have to do. Legal paperwork with Revenue Canada. I'm transferring over signing authority with the nonprofit to this new board director that we have, giving him access to the GST account with Revenue Canada that's been there since 2001. No activity, but again, this fellow's a businessman, so the GST number would probably make him very happy. I would think. I know if I was a businesswoman, I'd be happy to have it, right? But I'm not very business oriented, as you can tell. I'm more hands-on, mother, building, nesting, gathering, storing, that kind of stuff, right? That's what I was more geared to do, right? Those are where my talents lay. So, I think what I'm going to do is put other things first. Right? That's what I'm telling myself. Just take a break from all this and just focus on what you need to focus on. Right? Because you're not going to change what happened to Uncle John. Right? And what's happening to him if he is still alive. But I do want to make a note that my kids are extremely depressed. Along with me. And for these, I don't even know what to call them, right? But, these people that's Andre, spouting Andre. Oh, Andre. We care about Andre. Well, if you cared about Andre, I think you would care about, the state his mother would be in right now with the weather the way it is and with her lungs and with her inability to really, get the health care that she needs. Again, lip service is one thing. The actual service is another thing. But I get harassed for talking about those issues, right? And I get harassed by the people that work that industry, like with this upload prior to this one, okay? Where this woman is talking about how all the social workers in the hospital and all the nurses, what, one nurse? A couple of nurses' aides? Oh, she hollering at John. No, I was hollering at you for not giving him a walker. I'm telling you, people, they were not giving John a walker until I had to have a fit. Okay? They didn't want him walking. They wanted him under their little once a week, twice a week, hour, half an hour scheduled in physiotherapy so that they could assess him and tell him that he was doing no good and that he needed to be transferred into the convalescent ward. Right? And they were playing games. I should have signed him out. I should have asked him, John, do Do you want to come home? Let's sign you out. We'll just bring you home now. I should have just offered him that. If he would have said yes, no matter what the state in, as long as his lungs were cleared, which apparently they were when they released him from the Surrey Memorial Hospital. I know we're going into an Uncle John rant, but that's what it is every day, people. Every day it's Uncle John. Uncle John is still with us. The only thing is we don't know how he's doing, where he's at, if he's alive, if he's dead, if he can get up and walk around and make some of his own decisions, you know, be a part of the conversation, be involved. My middle son is in university, and he's been going to school for 6 years now, people. Post-secondary education. Interesting how he's not doing very well. Interesting how he's depressed. Right? And he's not meeting the grade expectation within the university system after 6 years of being in college and making it through that. You don't think that the impact of Uncle John being gone isn't affecting him, even though he sits there and says, no, I'm over it. I have to focus on this, Mom. I'm sorry, I can't talk about it. Yeah, well, we know why you can't talk about it. Because it hurts your feelings. And it brings up that dredge of despair. Middle daughter hasn't been working, right? So she's somewhat going to school to get that, I don't know what it is, math or something, to get into nursing. I don't know why she wants to go into nursing when all the fucking nurses in the Fraser Health System do not like me. Because when you listen to that last conversation that my daughter had with the nurse's daughter that's looking after Uncle John today, if he is still alive, if. Nurses don't like me. But I'm sick. And it's just a matter of time before I end up in the fucking hospital, people, with my eyes. And this stuff that provokes it. Right? So all these people that don't like me will all of a sudden be poking at me and telling me to do this and telling me to do that, and maybe smacking me around, but of course nobody's going to believe me. Right? As a social worker, it is, oh, well, you know, well, it's here in your file, you know, it's a long fucking history, you know, since we kicked out your daughter in 2012, you know, that's when we really stuck our claws into you. And we're just monitoring you right now, we're just waiting for you to flop fucking belly up or face down, based on that last conversation that we had. Because the social workers in Fraser House don't like me either. For what? Talking about the homeless people? And how it's an emergency ward and there should be some nurses at that freaking shelter over there? Helping the people? That's what they got trained for. That's what nurses are supposed to do. They're supposed to nurture and assist and be genuine about their care to their patient more than a doctor. But that's not what nursing is about anymore. You know, it goes down to that protocol. Oh, they're poor, throw them out. Oh, this one's got money, so I'm just gonna, you know, just navigate him through the system so that, you know, the poor can just stay poor. Yeah, pretty much, because this house is almost bankrupt. Almost bankrupt, people. My daughter hasn't been working, she hasn't paid rent, and because I borrowed that money off of her, she thinks that she can just take it all off in one lump sum. So this month, I guess I owe her $500 less. She's been eating food, so anytime I get a little bit of money, of course I have to buy food because, you know, my kids need to eat. My son doesn't eat that much anymore because I told him, I said, look, I can't replace the food, you know, and you know, my middle daughter's been eating a fair amount, and what little food I am buying, you know, we have to spread it out, and so, you know, like, but I'm still buying food, right? So if I get $100, I'll probably spend $60 on food. Whether it's a bag of flour, a bag of sugar, whether it's milk, with eggs. I'm always buying eggs now. You know, I have to buy fresh fruit for Andre, vegetables a little bit different than what's growing in the yard. And cheese once in a while. Well, that kind of stuff, right? I have other food in the house, but you still have to buy some kind of food. Especially milk and eggs. And fresh fruit, oranges and that type of thing, right? Bananas. Andre really likes bananas. You know, Royal's not getting paid. I'm sending Royal to John. Or John's estate. If Uncle John died, well, it's going to go to John's estate then, because I haven't been able to pay it. So, in essence, the Duncan clan is bankrupting me, even though I'm on welfare and I can't go bankrupt, right? And they're ruining my credit. They basically destroyed my you know, after they took Andre, I was trying to recuperate when he came back and, you know, got back home, right? You know, I was trying to recuperate and get back into the mode of community activism where, you know, I was doing, maybe thinking about the park event or trying to get back with the kids at Gateway. But of course, I'm always bogged down with this yard, right? Ever since I moved in, people. Ever since I moved in. And then as I got closer towards getting it almost done, you know, got the rug pulled out from underneath my feet. I wasn't able to hire anybody this summer. So, Andre's shed, he's crying for his shed so he can go play in his playhouse. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, Andre, maybe we'll see what happens next year. Because all that stuff is just sitting out there getting crap on it where I'm going to have to wash it again. I mean, he can't play in his playhouse. Because the shed never got built to put the toys away. To keep them clean. So everything's dirty out there. More reason for the city to look, right? It's like a setup. All the time a fucking setup. You know? I'm gonna steal my rooster, take my hens. Still harassing me about the yard. And I still want to go to court for Mr. Lace. I think Mr. Lace showed us a lot. I think Mr. Lace showed us how intelligent chickens really are. Especially roosters. Roosters are the thinkers. And I think Mr. Lace should still have his day in court. I really do. I don't know if I'll ever get him back. But I think we need to do something about the poultry industry. And stop mistreating these birds. You know, with battery cages for the hens and just slaughtering the males as soon as they're born, or hatching them out in some backyard freaking illegal chicken grow-up, and then, you know, when they've discovered at 4 months, 6 months, or 4 months that they're a rooster, just let them out in the middle of the night so all the coyotes and the raccoons can eat them, right? I think that's cruel, considering how intelligent they are. Because Mr. Lace didn't have to sit in the car like the way he did. And he was pretty good. Smarter than a dog. Just don't have the facilities like a dog where they can, you know, their body is different. So anyway. I don't know. I think after this, I don't think I'm going to make any videos for a while. I think I'm just going to focus on what needs to be done around here in terms of paperwork. And finish up these drum bags. Because I'm still making drum bags. I'm working on another one, but I'm just not videotaping it. I mean, I'll videotape it when I'm done all my drum bags. There you go, people. I made 10. That's what they all look like in a row. We'll see. And then I have to make Andre some clothes. Because it's winter time. And, just some warmer stuff, you know, that kind of stuff. I got lots of fleece for him. I just haven't been able to do it, right? Because I'm always out in the yard 4 days a week. Still freezing my ass off now, right? And got snot running out of my nose, and just keep on working like an old farmer, you know. And then I'm going to try and make some do-rags. I'm going to probably take them out in the streets. With some flyers once I get a little batch. What I'm going to promote with those flyers remains to be seen. I'll let you know when I sit down in front of my computer and I write it out. Whether it's regarding Uncle John and needing help with that, or whether it's regarding the nonprofit, which at this point it will take care of itself. You know, it's going to do what it's going to do. So, you know, I think I'll just bring a little collection box for the nonprofit, but I think it'd probably be more for paying my bills. And what happened with Uncle John? Like, seriously. Right? And maybe I'll get lucky and a lawyer will offer to help me to figure this shit out, because it's still a big mess. Especially when you don't even know how to talk to him other than in spirit. I talk to him every day, people. Every day. I'm going to be running around for the next umpteen years in my life talking to Uncle John. Can you imagine that? That's what I said to him last night when I was sewing. I said, Jesus Christ, John, I'm going to be sitting here talking to you like this for the rest of my life? Are you going to go make me a tea now? How about make me a tea and we'll talk some more? Can you imagine living your life for 20 years talking to a ghost? Well, who else am I going to talk to? Right? I'm holding down the fort. Uncle John held down the fort with me. It was the two of us against the world, right? You know? Right? Especially with the nonprofit. Yeah. So I have to finish up on this paperwork. That's the #1 priority right now. Not YouTube videos to be stalked by some freaking... I don't know. I could think of many names, many titles. I could think of many, right? But that's not gonna. What's that gonna do? Nothing. Not gonna accomplish anything. It just convinces them that they're not like that, right? Oh no, I'm not like that. Not me. God forbid. Oh no, I'm morally adjusted. I'm not immoral. Immorality. Right? Everything I do is done with ethics. Right? My truth is the only truth. So, it's been determined that Fraser healthcare nurses don't like me. It's been determined that Fraser Health social workers don't like me. So I'm in dangerous times right now, people, because I'm sick. Okay? And I gotta use my energy wisely. Right? And I have to make sure that the torch gets passed. Right? Because that's what Uncle John would want. He wouldn't want me to give up. So we're going to leave it on that good note. I'm not going to give up, people, just because you don't see a couple of videos over the next little while. Okay? It just means I'm busy. Okay, people, just keeping this brief. I'm in Andre's room. Getting this all sorted out here, as you can see. 12 active, 9 still dormant, and we still have Van City, right, which has separate accounts attached to it. That's the way I broke it up. Easy for accounting with the right system. You can see. And then it goes on to explain what they are. I didn't fake the funk here, people. I didn't create this bank statement by myself. It's not a lot of money, but it's a little bit of money. Alright. Having to sort this all out. I am glad that we have a new Secretary Treasurer that believes in the nonprofit. Because he told me that. He says, I believe in this. He said, this is something that we need. So, this is where one person is going to make a difference. Right? Because sometimes that's the only way it can happen. And then for me, eventually I just want to step down as president because I'm tired, people. I'm not feeling very well. And, I'm constantly being attacked from somebody in the community that has so much more than we ever have had. People with money usually, right? We just want to keep the money for whatever reason. Get more money. Kind of like Uncle John, right? They took Uncle John for his money. But Uncle John would want me to finish this. He'd say, no, this is one of these times we have to grease ourselves down, Judy. Wouldn't be the first time. You're just greasing yourself down. And then as you can see, yesterday, right, that's what I was working on with Andre. Building in a trellis for this grapevine that my neighbor has. So I'm hoping it will crawl up over that. Tidy up that corner in there because that stuff fell down. Right, you can see what I did. And my son still has to get that rock out for me if he can. I don't know. We don't know how big it is, but we'll see. So yeah.
Support your decision no matter how much it hurts, just because of the fact that it's going to be very, very awkward for me not being in a house with you and not living my life with you and not being around you, but
I want to talk to my sister.
Yeah?
Tell her I saw you today. And I don't want her to back talk to you or anything like that.
it's not particularly her that's back talking us, Uncle John. It's really Cheryl right now is the one that has been talking to us.
Yeah,
and she's the one that's been telling us that,
she could be hot-headed.
Well,
She's Eleanor, my sister, as a daughter. Cheryl.
well, whatever the case may be, Uncle John, it's not going to work. Your family likes to lie a lot, and I don't know. They're
We
just.
don't want to. Sorry.
I don't want to add fuel to the fire.
Well, I like to come and see you guys.
Well, maybe you could, Uncle John. Maybe if you really put your mind to it, I'm pretty sure you probably could come and see us. But I don't know what kind of state we would be in. And it's don't worry about it, Uncle John. As ShaMay said, you're a very selfless man, and we just wanted to make sure you're happy and okay. And whatever you decide, we'll follow through it. Hello.
Hi.
Eleanor,
Yeah?
this is Martine.
Oh, you guys found out where he was, eh?
Yes, we did.
It was difficult
Yeah?
Yes.
That's the way it was meant to be.
Well,
for some reason.
Yeah.
Eleanor,
That's,
just don't.
yeah. That's okay. So,
It is okay.
It's hard with the kids, but I don't know. I want to talk to you after.
yeah, we're gonna talk after, okay? And I would really appreciate it if you didn't spend much time, okay? Because he has been very, very
well, we're spending
upset.
time with our grandpa right now, so we'd appreciate a little
It's not
time.
your grandfather.
Well, you
That's
know
not
what?
for you to
Yeah,
decide.
That's not for you to
It
decide.
is for
No,
me
it's
to
not.
decide. Shall I get security and have you removed?
No.
Because the
I'm not-
family is
I'm not-
not
Are you
supposed
okay with
to
us
be here.
talking to you right now?
I don't want you to argue. with
We're not
me.
arguing.
I know.
We were not arguing before she arrived.
No, and you have, it's been that the family
Okay.
was not supposed to see him until he was willing to talk to you, and he hasn't been up till now, okay?
Well,
As far as we can tell,
I want Eleanor, I want to see the kids. I want to.
Yeah, I know you'd like to see them, but you haven't been well enough to see them,
Yeah,
and you
but
know
what-
that.
why are you making the
Wow.
decisions for
I
him?
want-
All right, I'm gonna speak to
No,
security.
come here, Eleanor.
no, she's trying to throw us out, and that's okay. And this is what we were talking
Don't
about.
want to be thrown
Uncle
out.
John, if you
No,
want
no.
to speak and talk to us right now, you'll tell her. She's
was
trying to
going
make the
to,
decisions for you.
I was going to tell her.
Well, you need to tell her, so don't be afraid.
Uncle John, this is exactly what we were talking
This is
about.
why we can't, if this is what you want, we're not going to be able to be a part of your life.
She is not letting us phone you, and
She-
she's calling security
Until
on
you're
us.
well enough, until you're well enough. not when you want to. This is why, if this is what you want, we're not going to be able to see you or talk to you anymore, Uncle John.
And if
This
you
is what
stay
we are
here,
going through on the phone.
we will not see you. Like, well,
If the
it's not-
security guard comes in and you don't tell him that you want to speak to us, he's going to throw us out. So if you don't tell the security guard that you want us here right now to talk to you and to see you in our last moments of being together, then that's it, Uncle John. This will be our goodbye, and this is not going to be a very nice goodbye.
It's up to you. Don't,
Wait.
you know, no worries, Uncle John. I love you.
Okay, I love
Love
you.
you too.
Let's breathe. It's okay, Uncle John. Don't get stressed out.
Just remember, we just wanted to come here and make sure that you're okay, and just to let you know that we love you. And
Yeah, I know.
I'm pretty
So
sure.
yeah, she is getting security phoned on us.
Is she?
Yes.
And if he has a recording, we want that in. If you're recording his conversation, which you probably are. And we would like that ended now, please. Okay? We are.
You're
going
you're a very vindictive
listen,
woman.
listen.
Very vindictive woman.
Listen, at this point, he is not to have contact, okay?
He has a
Until-
privacy code and we'll have
Yeah.
to delete. Thank you.
I'm sorry for this happening, Uncle John. Is this it?
No.
We'll have
Listen.
to ask you to leave now.
Do you want us to
Leave
talk
you-
to Paul for you,
Leave, please, now.
I'm gonna
Do you
call
want-
security
Uncle
John?
if you don't leave.
Uncle John?
I'll call
Stop
security.
Okay,
recording
don't-
It's not
immediately.
recording,
No.
lady.
It's not.
They're
Just don't do it.
recording, okay, John. Would you please leave
don't
now?
like you.
Would
I'm
you
talking to my
please
grandfather.
He's not your grandfather.
That's not for you to decide.
Please,
I've called
please,
security.
okay, call
Yeah, no.
That's
security.
fine. That's fine.
Okay, Uncle
Please.
John.